difference between technical analysis and fundamental analysis. Well, technical analysis is using past price action to try and figure out future price movement. And there you're going to be tested on support and resistance, head and shoulders patterns, short interest theory, odd lot trading theory. To say you're a fundamentalist does not mean you're a member of the religious right. To say you're a fundamentalist means you like to look at the balance sheet, the income statement, and try and find a margin of safety. So there you'll be looking at financial statements, PE ratio, valuation techniques. In the fundamental analysis category, you're either going to be doing bottom up or top down. So the two styles of fundamental analysis you get tested on is bottom up. That's where I start with the company, then I look at the industry, and then I look at the economy. Top down is where I look at the economy. By the way, that means the business cycle. Then the industry, and then the stock. You should certainly know, in terms of doing that analysis, the business cycle, and know that 2 calendar quarters of declining GDP is a recession. Did you see that today, Brian? The Atlanta Fed is saying we're going to have a 2% decline in GDP this first quarter. Gee. That is scary. That is scary, right? 2 in a row. Our German friends are on their 3rd calendar quarter of declining GDP. From that, then you'd say, okay, well, I want to be in defensive stocks. Industries that are resilient to the business cycle, food. The one they love on the test is utilities, pharmaceuticals, those kind of things, right? Let me give it to Brian, and he'll elaborate a little further on that. I do think, Yari, you didn't tell us what exam you're taking. Pretty much most of all these exams have been big time on 65.
Exactly.
Brian, so can you just tell us what you got on your board there?
Yeah, just one of the things, it's not, I guess, technically a mnemonic, but fundamental equals financials. So anything dealing with the corporation's financials, right? Or, something with dollar signs, assets, earnings, right? Anything involving the balance sheet or the income statement, essentially. That's all fundamental. Warren Buffett is a fundamental analyst.
I call him the big fundamental.
That's right. He looks at companies' financials. Then a slightly more modern method is looking at stock charts, right? That's price movement, past performance. That's what Dean was saying with resistance and support, those sorts of things. So it's trying to predict future price movements based on past performance. That's essentially the difference between the two.
Yeah, that difference is testable indeed.
It certainly is. Absolutely on the 65. Yeah.
Right on. Series 7. Well, you're a Series 7. It's not a big deal. We're going now into my 5th year, Yari, on the channel. For the first 2 years, I had nothing on fundamental analysis or technical analysis. I do now. I have plenty, and I will link in the video description to a fundamental analysis class replay you can watch, where me and some students go through the balance sheet, do the balance sheet calculations. I also have a technical analysis video, and I'll link both those in the video description.